Is my stream going to show up at all? Okay, this thing is not working with me here. Sorry, folks. There it is. Alright, folks. Hopefully my co-host gets here. Freaking love this cutscene and music here. The art is incredible. I love that song too. It's so good. I'm just gonna play it. Put on Mania. I'll just do a no save. So, I saw the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. And it was pretty darn good. It was actually better than the first. I gotta say, I was blown away of how much better it was. It seemed like they did listen to a lot of criticisms I had with the first one. Now, I didn't talk about the first one 2 years ago. I actually meant to do that 2 years ago. But I was so busy I kept forgetting, and then I just didn't do it. Okay. So, I want to talk about the first movie real quick, what I thought of it, and then tell you why the second one was better. Let's see here. So the first one, it was a really fun movie. I give it that. But there was I like to know to buy the Blu-ray, but there was some very cringy moments in that point. Sonic's voice got really annoying. It got annoying here too, but not as bad as the first movie. Nothing against the actor. I actually don't even remember his name. He plays a decent Sonic. I give him that. So with that, and then they put too many human characters, or they put too much focus on the human characters in the first movie. I'm not a big I don't know, Andrew Schwartz is his name? I don't actually remember either. I don't really care about actor names. But, let's see. Okay. So, let's see what else. Changing his origin, or I guess giving him an origin story wasn't too bad. Where it's Long Claw from the comics, took care of him. And then the Echidnas, invaded them. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun movie. Jim Carrey actually did the role pretty well as Eggman. I was actually dreading seeing him as Eggman. Man, where's my co-host going here? But, when I initially heard it, but he actually did a good job as Eggman. Or I guess Dr. Robotnik. He definitely brought a lighter version of Ace Ventura to the role. I guess that's pretty much it. There was definitely some cringe in the first one, with the flossing and then modern day references. Like, unfortunately, it was in this movie too. But I gotta give the first one credit. And of course, the infamous, terrible as hell original design for Sonic. Oh gosh, I can't even imagine what Tails and Knuckles would have looked like. I don't know if he got my the notification for the party. Yeah, so I definitely recommend it, but just know it's got some cringe. Just like, and Sonic definitely hardly shuts the fuck up. In the first one, now he does he has some quiet moments now in this one, where he's just not as annoying. But okay, so I guess I talked enough about the first one and what I thought about it. So the second one, and just so y'all know, this will be heavy spoilers for the movie because I'm terrible about beating around the bush for not giving out spoilers. So Robotnik is back, obviously, and he's just on the mushroom planet going absolute bonkers. Oh shoot, that flew in my face. He's going absolute bonkers, and he meets so he sets up a device to send a pulse into space, and eventually, I guess whoever got it, they go to get him. They did the whole the warp ring thing, and turns out it's Knuckles and a few lackeys, but they're like humans. So that's the weirdest part about this movie is why are they humans helping Knuckles? And I mean, it's not guaranteed that they're humans, but they look so much like humans. So that was a bit of a weird part. But after they get their cans kicked, Knuckles shows up. Oh, got a trophy out of that. Let's see. Okay, sorry. The trophy threw me off. So Knuckles comes in, and he's like, hey, what was it? Basically, he's saying, you're the one that sent the pulse, and he really wasn't going to help Eggman. Until he was like, oh yeah, I know where Sonic is, and I could take you to him, because they were also looking for the Master Emerald. Which actually had a bit of a weird change where the 7 Chaos Emeralds turned into the Master Emerald. And it's a bit weird. So, you know what? I'm constantly losing my train of thought. So I'm just gonna, turn that off. Or just let the movie play over and over and over. So, after they escape the planet, the mushroom planet, we start catching up with Sonic, and he's just basically being Batman, as I said in the trailers, where he's just trying his best to help people, but he's doing a terrible job at it, and he and Tom have a moment at the boat, and they just. He's like, hey, your moment is, you don't choose that moment, the moment chooses you type thing. And that's where the cringy line about Oprah comes out. But there's actually a lot less it's a lot less annoying pop culture references, like Oprah and Vin, they actually do mention Vin Diesel and The Rock for some dumb reason. But so they're going to, let's see, Tom and his wife are going on vacation to Hawaii. And it's also, wait, no, it wasn't a vacation. It was going to a wedding, his wife's sister's wedding in Hawaii, and then he sends them off, and it shows, and then nothing goes wrong, and Knuckles shows up hours later, he comes in the evening and pulverizes Sonic and trashes the house. It was after Sonic just fucking parties everywhere. Okay. Got one hell of a bot going on right now. Hold on, folks. Oh, I can have moderators. Let's see. How do you delete? Is high user on this channel? Wow, I can't believe I got these bots. Okay, so they're all deleted. Okay, so that's crazy. Anyways. Shit, these bots actually threw me off. So, Knuckles is actually not tricked into thinking Sonic is trying to steal the Master Emerald this time around. It turns out he's just looking for it because it's the ultimate power, and the Echidnas, had it. And Longclaw, that was in the Owl Tribe, was the last one apparently. So, he is looking for it so he can have ultimate power. And that's basically it. That's all he wants it for. To reclaim it, the glory of his tribe. But Sonic ain't having that, and then we had the first fight with Knuckles and Sonic, and Sonic's getting his ass kicked. But terrible reviewing movies when I just saw the movie. I should have saw it twice and talked about it. But he and Sonic were fighting, and then Tails comes in, and then just hits him with a fucking car, which I'm surprised Knuckles just does not, punch the car while it's heading towards him. But, yeah, it's really, oh yeah, I forgot that Tails came in, but, yeah, Tails is in this movie as well as the promotional material show, and Tails is great, just good. He's actually voiced by the actress that voices him in the games, which brings the question, why did they not do that for Knuckles and Sonic? I guess I can understand not Roger Craig Smith, since he's supposed to be sounding like an older Sonic in the games, because he's I think, let's see, he's probably in his 20s, or I think Sonic was supposed to be in his 20s by colors. That's why they chose Roger Craig Smith to voice Sonic. But anyways, that aside, it is pretty cool to have the same actress to voice Tails. Idris Elba, he was actually pretty good as Knuckles. There was times his British accent did come out, but he did a pretty good job at sounding a little tribal for Knuckles. And he really nailed it, because there were times where I'm he almost sounds like the Knuckles from the Sonic Adventure games, that Knuckles in particular, where it was a little more gravelly. And the CGI for these characters actually looked pretty good. The Sonic character model looked a little bit better. Just slightly better. And I was really happy about that. Tails, fur details look great. Although I did see a glitch at one point when Sonic was covering him with a blanket. That's later in the movie. When they go to a Siberian bar. Or pub, whatever it was. And anyways, I did see one little fur glitch, but that was pretty much it. But so basically, it's just a chase down for the Master Emerald, or race to the Master Emerald. Oh yeah, and the Knuckles character model looked pretty damn good. It actually gave him like he looked buff and he looked heavy. Tails even later in the movie goes, "Damn." Well, not damn, but he's like, "You're pretty freaking heavy." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm 1,000,000% muscle." I believe that. So after that, they learned that on the map that it had like a hologram of Longclaw, and it reveals the first clue to the Master Emerald. And it's in Siberia, where we go to this pub, and it is pretty cool. It is kind of funny. They go in disguise. Well, actually, so they go into Siberia at nighttime when it's like heavy snowstorm. They go to the pub because it was like the safest place there. So they thought, because it was actually quite, more dangerous than the bar from the first movie. And they just, so Tails' gadget is a translator, and it mistranslates something and insults the waitress. She gets mad. There was a little scuffle to the point that all their clothes, their disguise comes just all of it, like just goes all over the place, and they are like exposed. They're like, "Oh shit, monsters!" And then they try to throw them into the fire. And then, oh great, what the hell is with these bots? What the hell? Dude. That's just terrible. It's like I don't even want to post this stream. That's quite concerning. Anyways, so they started doing this whole tradition in the movie. It's like the whole time you're thinking, oh, they're going to get into a fight. There's this dude with a bear jacket, and he's decently muscular, and it turns out it's a dance-off. They're dancing to this, Russian-sounding music, really. And they were, like, just doing a great job at dancing, and then Sonic runs to speakers, plugs in his phone, and plays, what was it? What's that song called? I'm terrible with music. At least modern day music. I think it's called Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. I don't know. It's like it's a pop culture song, so yeah, they're gonna use it. And it was actually good. It's the CGI was pretty good for the characters dancing. Tails uses holograms to make it extra cool. And then of course the Scandinavian dancer, loses, and they get off scot-free after, they camp out there for the night. And then the next day they just go. There was a heartwarming, moment between Tails and Sonic before they go to sleep. It's like, oh, I was always known a weakling, and I was always known weird in my village. Tails was like, yeah, I was weird. Yeah, I had two tails in my village. And then he learned about Sonic. He's like, oh, it's actually okay to be weird. So, that was a nice little moment. Yeah. So the next day, they start, going into the mountains, and they find the first clue, where it's like, I found it really funny when it came to puzzle solving in this movie, where, I actually really enjoyed it. It was just really simple how they solved it. Sonic just looks at the map at, this, there's, this statue as like the symbols, and he's like, "Oh, I've seen these symbols before." He looks at the map and then like just does it. I'm going, "Oh, wow, that was easy." Yeah, it was. I like. Then Eggman Knuckles crashes the party and then chases after them, which is a really cool segment with the snowboarding because it was like Sonic Adventure 1 and then Sonic the Hedgehog 3. An ice cap zone and then the snowboard level in Sonic Adventure. But it was pretty fun, and there's like, Sonic's just doing his thing, destroying all the egg drones and buzz bombers. And it was really good. The action sequences were great. So they just destroy the robots, and then Knuckles comes in and tries to punch his daylights out. And of course, funny banter between them. Knuckles in this movie is supposed to be like Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's not that intelligent, and he's very heavy into the whole warrior thing. So there's that. And it's actually quite funny banter where he's like, he does not know shit about this world, and he's like wondering why the hell Sonic's always smack talking. And there's this moment between Sonic and Knuckles, like at the end of the cliff, where like Knuckles and Sonic were just talking to each other. And Knuckles like, "Oh, I lost my entire tribe that day." It was like the same day that they were going after Longclaw, which Sonic went to Earth, and then there you go. So it's kind of connected, and it was nice. So Knuckles just trained that entire time. And then Tails just zaps him. He's like, "Oh, you deceive me." And then Sonic throws the compass that they got from the statue to Tails, but Eggman, swoops in, crashes at the last second, and then launches 2 missiles. One of them blows up near Tails, and it just like badly injures him for a good chunk of the movie. Then the avalanche happens, and he calls Tom in Hawaii, which this leads to actually my least favorite segment of the whole movie, is the wedding segment. After Tom throws the ring that Sonic gave to him early on in the movie, to, go back to Hawaii, turns out he accidentally switched it when he was messing with just pulling a prank with his niece with the rings. So she was the ring bearer and everything. He accidentally swaps the ring Sonic gave him with a real one, and he tries to toss the real one, and is like, "Oh crap, that's not the ring." And then it leads to this whole scuffle where he tries to get the real one that Sonic gave him. And then just, help him out. And yeah, he does. It crashes the whole wedding. Snow goes all over the place. And here comes another reference. Gun is formed after the first movie. Yes. The one in the Sonic Adventure 1, 2... let's see. Sonic Adventures 1, 2... Shadow the Hedgehog. And I think they were in Sonic Heroes. They were in a good chunk of games, mainly the first few 3D games. They were definitely prominent in Shadow the Hedgehog. But, anyways, now begins the most boring segment. I mean, it had some moments between, this Tom's wife and her sister, where they actually have a very good dynamic between the two. They did a good job, and there were some funny moments when they were messing with Tails' gadgets, but they're using his gadgets because Tails and Sonic are captured by Gun, and they're not believing that Robotnik's back, and they just kept them in cages. And there you go on that. But it lasts for too long, where it gets too deep into the wedding thing with, like, the sister's name is Rachel. So Rachel is, like, confronting her fiance, who turned out to be a gun agent the whole time. And she, like, just, like, chases that man down. She, not, like, straight up chases him, but she hunted him down. And just this crazy ass shit with a golf cart, and then he's like, damn, that's a woman. I'm like, damn, it was actually it was a funny line, I'm not gonna lie. But it felt like it lasted too long. I'm like, okay, I'm not here for this whole wedding crap. I'm here for the, Sonic characters and everything. So after that, they free Sonic and Tails. And then Tom's wife, I actually don't remember her name. She, is helping nursing Tails back. And then that's when Sonic's like, hey, no, I'm not going to let anyone else get hurt because of me. So he goes by himself. I'm going to call it Angel Island because it's kind of Angel Island from the games. Whereas Eggman and Knuckles are. And he goes over there. It's like a really cool he's running on water segment. Like, of course, I like how they actually did do the whole fear of water that Sonic has because he can't swim. Anyway, so he gets to the island after, washing up ashore because he got hit by a pretty gnarly wave. And gets to the island and confronts, like, Knuckles and Eggman after they went through all these booby traps. And it was, like, Knuckles and Eggman actually have a really funny dynamic at times. And Sonic just, just clumsily goes through the traps. Now, here's the thing. In the segment where Sonic is running through the traps and setting them all off, but he's, like, so fast that he can't get hit, the motions, they got his movement down in these movies. This goes for the first one as well, with, how he moves and does this, little small tricks and stunts while he's running and jumping. Especially, in the first movie with the ending chase scene with Eggman and Sonic. But in this one, same with Knuckles and Tails, they got the motions down perfectly from the games. Mainly, from the cutscenes and all that. And there's also there was one segment where Sonic does, a reference to his Sonic Adventure 1 box art, where he does that pose in, the dancing segment. But, what do you call it? Anyways, Eggman... so Eggman gets the Master Emerald. And he, of course, betrays Knuckles. And Knuckles is like, hey, I thought we were friends, It's like, no, we're not. And then just, betrays him and takes the Master Emerald. And, he actually absorbs the Master Emerald and becomes very powerful. So then he goes to Green Hills and just absolutely decimates the army and builds his egg robo. It's a big ass one too. And then meanwhile that's happening, Knuckles and Sonic are trying to get out of the temple that they were ditched in. And so Sonic helps Knuckles, and then Knuckles saves him because, he was about to drown. They actually do a reference to the whole bubble thing in the Sonic games where, you have to get the bubble to get air. And it was a pretty cool little segment. And then, Knuckles and Sonic had a heart-to-heart. He's like, hey, it's I'm not gonna let you die. So they get to Green Hills after Tails saves them on the plane. And that's when they like go for Eggman and have the final fight scene. And it was pretty cool. It was like it felt like Sonic Heroes because of them working together. So after a good while, like they're like, you know, he's too powerful, and so they split up. Tails and Knuckles actually flank him, flank Eggman on the back, and then while Sonic is running, you know, get Eggman away from civilians, and that's what that's also when Knuckles and Tails get into the Egg Robo, and you know, get the Master Emerald outside of Eggman, and then like the whole machine powers down. So the Master Emerald is actually, I guess it fell out of the Egg Robo. It fell out. It's on the ground. Sonic is trying to get it. Then Tom and his wife truck over there, and you know, try to save his ass. Then the Master Emerald crumbles down, and then you see like the Chaos Emeralds, and they were actually pretty damn small in this movie. I was surprised how small they were. Actually, the Master Emerald was, you know, small compared to it in the games, but I guess that doesn't really matter. But so Supersonic happens. Because Eggman had like a whole backup power thing, and then Supersonic just absolutely decimates it. And it was really, really cool. It was really cool to see Supersonic in this movie. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then the mid-credits scene, the mid-credits scene was really cool. They teased Shadow the Hedgehog for the next movie, which, ooh boy, I wonder who they're going to get a voice. I hope someone good, because Shadow, like, I will stand by, Jason Griffith was, like, probably the best voice actor for Shadow the Hedgehog. I've never liked Shadow the Hedgehog's current voice. I think it started in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed with that new voice. But I think Jason Griffith was the best voice for Shadow the Hedgehog, but I don't think they're going to get him to reprise that role. So yeah, this was a really good movie, and I definitely like the fact that they lessened the human characters. The only longest time you ever see these characters was in the whole, like, the Hawaii scene after, you know, Tom crashes the wedding. That's probably the longest segment with humans. At least the main humans. But this is a really fun movie when you're a fan. Even when you, like, to pick up all the references. I probably didn't even pick up all the references, to be honest. Of course, the chili dogs. The coffee shop that Agent Stone, I didn't even bring him up this entire damn movie, this whole thought video. Agent Stone, he has a coffee shop, and it's called the Mean Bean. And it's entirely a reference to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean machine, which I loved throughout the entire movie. I was like, damn, I can't believe, it's a kids movie, so yeah, there was a lot of kids in the theater, and I'm like, they won't know this until, like, they won't know that reference at all. That's from a game. The reason why it's called Mean Bean is because it's a reference to Robotnik's Mean Bean machine. There's another segment with Agent Stone when he's choosing a new look for Robotnik to go with the mustache, because he remembered him, like, Robotnik with what we had in the first movie, but when he's like shocked of what his new stash looked like when he comes back. And he's like, oh, that doesn't match. So he's like looking through these new looks, and you actually see the classic Robotnik in one segment. It was really, really cool. Let's see. The Sonic Adventure 1 poses in this movie. Let's see. I know I caught more references. Oh, there's... Okay, so during the whole robot segment, I think it was... Shoot, I forgot what attack they did. It was after the missiles. After they launch a shit ton of missiles. Agent Stone does something, and then Robotnik was like, oh, how'd you do that? He's like, I read the manual. He brings up the manual, and it's like a Sega Genesis manual. I thought that was incredible. That was a really funny reference. It was very quick, easy. And it was like, he brings up a Sega Genesis-esque manual with like the big robot on the cover. And I was definitely happy with that. Let's see. I know there's more references. Of course, there was Tom's phone rings. It's the Green Hill Zone music, which is very nice. I wish this is very nitpicky on this one. I wish it was a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 song, because that would have been pretty awesome, because it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie. And it's like, oh, why don't you use Chemical Plant Zone to be his ringtone? But it was a funny little nod. And I'm sure there's so much more references. I just watched my friend's thoughts on this Jet Sparks 373. He just did his review. He caught this do you know the way reference, to the meme, the Ugandan Knuckles. So I was like, oh shit, I didn't even catch that. What else? I know I caught quite a few references. I was really looking for any references. Gun, I guess that's not exactly a reference, but they could have called it something else, so I guess it is a reference. Because they're not entirely in the movie. They're actually almost completely useless. Except for just being a hurdle for Sonic and Tails being captured for a bit. But it was good. I remember in the very beginning of the movie, and it starts to become more prevalent, the Eggman logo is there on this big ass rock, and then on the computers later on. And of course, his big death egg robo is, it has, the Eggman look. You look at it and immediately think Sonic the Hedgehog, that's Eggman. Some new drones that he had were in the shape of buzz bombers. There's a reference to Knuckles climbing. Let's see, and then because he only does it once in the entire movie, after the first chase scene between Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails was he's they go off a cliff. Knuckles gets he starts climbing after them. There's a reference to Knuckles liking grapes, which is actually canonical, which I actually learned on I just learned that last week. Yeah, there's not much else to talk about. I really want to actually want to go watch this again in the theaters, because it's a really good movie. I might see this again. Yeah. I guess I could play a little Sonic Mania while focusing. Maybe my co-host will show up. Just do No save. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I definitely enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed Sonic 2. It was. I definitely strongly recommend if you got kids, take them to see it. If you're just a Sonic fan, see it. It actually did even better than the first one. I mean, let's see. The most cringiest thing is that Robotnik. I'd go between Robotnik and Eggman, but he does the floss, and it's like, oh gosh, I thought we were done with this crap. But overall, it was a good movie. Let's see. I know there's more to talk about. Oh boy. Yeah, I wish Jet was here. But if he doesn't show up, I'll plug in his channel. I'll probably put down a link below for Jet Sparks 373's review. He has his own good take on it. He definitely liked the movie. He definitely recommends it as well. Like it's just a fun movie, and it's like the good old days of movies where it's just a fun movie. Nothing crazy about it. It's just it felt like a love letter at times for the fans, especially like how many like the ratio of the good games and bad games with Sonic. It's just the weirdest thing. I think there's probably more. I want to say there's more bad games. When it comes to Sonic's good to bad game ratio. Like especially Forces being like the latest dud. In those games. And then we had like the whole remastering for Sonic Colors, and that one in itself, oh shoot, like had issues, especially on the Switch. I like how these things are so animated. Like they move like they're 3D objects, but they're still just 2D. Oh shoot. And I'm sure there's actually music references when they turn into cinematic, sounding. But I just didn't catch them because I had a bad time with if you change a song to like a more, like say one of the Sonic songs into like a more cinematic sound where it sounds more generic, then yeah, I'm gonna have a harder time recognizing it. Because let's be honest, like a lot of like movie music sounds completely like samey, and you can't tell the difference between them. The only time I really caught that was with the Uncharted movie, which, oh boy, that one was bad. Can I go in there from here? No. I guess video game movies tend to be fucking bad. And it seems like Sonic the Hedgehog knows what to do with their movies. I think it's, for one, they actually listen to fans and not, focus groups, especially like after the controversy for the design, and like they actually went back to change it, which was actually fucking incredible of them to just actually listening to the fans. I mean, these are the we're talking about a fan base that complained about Sonic's freaking eye colors. There we go. You know, when it was changed in the Dreamcast era. Ooh, don't want to hit those. And they actually listened at that time. And that's hard to believe. That was 2 years ago. I still love the memes. Like, I can't believe y'all bullied a movie studio to change this design. Get that in the next loop. And I was like, you know what? That is actually true. I will not deny it. Oh man, it was definitely made for the fans, and I'm looking forward to 3 with Shadow the Hedgehog being in it. See, I'm also seeing if my co-hosts would show up. Alright, let me get these. Ooh. Let me get the 10 rings here. Oh yeah, Sonic does says gotta go fast. I was like, yeah, there we go. Oh man, I think he does say you're too slow, which is a reference to his brawl. Yo, Jet. Yeah, I sent you a chat invite for PlayStation. Oh yeah, pause the game. Yeah, I sent you a party invite, dude. Where you be? Where you be? Huh. You just faded out. Uh, shoot. Ooh. There we go. There you are, Jet. Hold on. Let me try to turn on the volume a bit. Alright, can you, what was that? Yeah, I didn't have my laptop open. It's probably dead by now. Ooh. Yeah, I also just watch exclusively on on my phone. Oh yeah, it was a really like Sonic 2 was actually better than the first one. Yeah, I definitely let's see, I definitely hope I could actually see it again soon because I have work tomorrow, so I can't watch it again. But dude, I was actually just talking about the references. Yes, I was like, oh shoot, the air bubbles. I was like, oh crap! I can't believe they brought that in because it's so video gaming and everything. But it was oh, that's what it was. Okay, so Stone, that's right. Stone read the manual to do the whole mustache thing. And, like he brings up the Sega Genesis manual. Oh, dude, it's gonna be hard to get that. Get upward from here. I mean, there's I don't know how they're going to do the shadow plot line because it's actually a bit weird with this whole way they did it. Well, with the whole thing, well, in the video games, it's not really explained where Sonic is from and how he got to like Station Square in the human world in the games. He just happens to be there. I mean, and that's a bit weird. I mean, in Sonic X, well, no, in the Sonic X anime, it's like they're whole different worlds. Yeah, uh, that was. I think that's the reason why Sonic does so well in live action is because he's interacted with humans in games. So it's not very jarring with a whole live action CGI hybrid movie. I never saw it. I saw like the trailers. I'm like, this doesn't look so good. Well, that's what I heard in like one of the reviews I saw. It was like all animals are the cartoons, which is kind of a weird thing to think about. So it's like their food cartoonish or something. Oh yeah, they definitely established the Master Armor being super powerful, and it didn't hit me until when Knuckles re like put the Master Armor back together. It was like, oh, it's the shards that he had to look for from the games. And I think my favorite one had to be the Mean Bean coffee shop because it's like, oh, Doctor Robotnik's Mean Bean machine. Uh, the I know the I already said this earlier, but the Sonic Adventure One pose is in this movie when shit. What was it? I think it was the snowboard section. Oh yeah, it was in the dance. The SA1 pose is actually is actually in the dance scene. I just remembered. I was a little wrong. Yeah, it was really well done. Like the whole dynamic between Tails and Sonic getting along very fast was pretty well done because I think that wasn't, in the it wasn't explained in the games, but Tails always admired Sonic, and then that's the reason why he's able to catch up to Sonic is because he actually pushed himself to catch up. Yeah, Knuckles, like Elba was actually pretty good as Knuckles. I actually missed that when I was watching your review. Yeah, the it was yeah, I missed that one. I did not catch it. Dude, I can't believe I let that slip. I didn't even think about Ugandan Knuckles. Oh man, it, it was funny. I was actually really happy it was a mid credit scene and not an end credit scene because I really had to take a piss. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting the Blu-ray for this one, but it is very rare for me to have for there a movie to be in theaters and me wanting to go see it again in theaters. Oh man, how? What do you think of Morbius? Was it terrible? Yeah, man. Let's see. What else can we talk about this movie? The dance segment was really fun. I mean, I guess it was to be expected to use a pop culture song. What is that song called? The one in the dance off scene when Sonic plugs in his phone. Is that what it's called? Wait, so yeah, it was what's this I always thought it was called "Don't Believe Me, Just Watch" or something like that. Is that's the way I always were able to tell songs is oh, it's the one they don't shut up about. It, but I definitely like that. I didn't cringe as much as the first one. The only time I really cringed was when Eggman flossed. I was like, "The hell is wrong with you?" Uh, which game are you playing? Oh, but that was the only time I really cringed was the floss. I'm like, when Eggman flossed, I was just like, no, really. Yeah, I just I just put a screenshot up for this discussion because the music was too loud and it was drowning you out. And then I can't have the TV up for too loud, so like the people will hear double and then you also hear double. Well, no, I don't think you hear double, but the audience will. And I also got sex bots on my chat. I shadow ban them, so that works. It must be the fans from the Sonic DeviantArt. The Sonic Fanfiction Club. Oh gosh. Oh wait. So are they going to introduce Rouge in the third movie? In midair? Oh, okay. Because there's like, oh, wait, I'm thinking of Drop Dash. Yeah, it's like you crouch and then you hit X repeatedly to charge it up. Oh, yeah. Sonic does a spin dash a lot more in this movie. Like, he really used it, like, especially during the maze segment with all the traps. Hello? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Uh, yeah, although one guy used his freaking cell phone in the middle of the movie, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? It was like, of course, there was a bunch of kids, but they definitely enjoyed the movie. They just had a good time. So it's definitely a good kids movie. It was funny on the segment when they were talking about when Sonic was first discovered by the government, and then they started this whole branch, and he's like, he said the longer version. I can't remember exactly, but it's like it's spelt gun. The abbreviation. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was it was awesome. I was like, holy cow, they actually brought gun here. I wonder if they're going to bring any of the droids or the machines, the mechs, whatever they had. I was actually kind of hoping when they were in Green Hills before Eggman turned them all into his machine. I was like, oh boy, I wish they were like the walkers from SA2 were there. Man. You never play any of the classic Sonic games? Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, I wish they would actually give that one a remaster. Well, it was like I have the GameCube version, but it doesn't have online play, and it's like can't even stream GameCube games. I would totally dig playing some Sonic Riders though. That was a very underappreciated game. I could see the dislike for Gravity. Like Gravity was pretty eh. Oh no, that was Free Riders. Oh gosh, please no, no Amy. I never liked Amy. Well, that's like Amy's character the entire time after CAD. Oh yeah, and the Boom. I totally forgot about the Boom cartoon. I constantly forget about Boom. Mm. You want to put some grapes in there? You definitely gotta have some meat with the rice. At least that's my experience. Do you do you? But shrimp? Oh gosh, no. I don't know. I just don't like shrimp in general. Shrimp's gross to me. All right, talk to you later. And guys, thank you for watching this whole review where I just mumbled and fumbled over the plot. Uh, Thank you for my co-host for joining me. I'm going to link his review in the bottom in the description. So thank everyone for watching. Take care and have a good one.